Right then, YouTubians, cue ball there. I'm off to meet Russell, one of the members of the Brotherhood, and he's been nice enough to offer me a test ride on a 1953, yes, a 1953 BSA Bantam in white. Fantastic. The only thing is, the gear lever, which is normally on the left on the side, is on the right. So we'll just do a bit of warming up on the car park, and if I can get used to it, it might even let me out on the road. So see what happens. Sun's out. How you doing? Alright, bud?
Yeah.
Bit early, ain't you?
Well, I took it out, got some petrol and...
Ah.
Do that again. Before you didn't. Oh, okay. So that's why that one hasn't got one. I know they took them off, did they? Because too many people was getting hurt with them. Yeah. And then in the 60s, the leg guards were
Kill.
Hang on, doing a...
Kill.
You want to walk round here? You want to be in here?
That?
Right then, YouTube, if you're watching, this is a BSA.
It's a 1953 BSA A10 650cc Golden Flash.
Yeah.
1953. This was classed as a touring bike. BSA in their range also had the sports bikes, which were the Rockets, if you've ever heard of those, but this was the touring bike. This originally came with a sidecar, so it has sidecar gearing, so it's a lot more subtle. It's not very revvy and things like that. It's very torquey. In 1953, electrics were 6-volt electrics, so we have a 6-volt battery, and all that's there to do is power the lights and the brake light, nothing else. How the engine runs is it has what's known as a magneto, which is here, which creates electricity when it starts turning round, like a dynamo on a bicycle, with the old bicycle lights. So I don't need a battery to run the bike, so the bike could get me home if the battery failed. It also has a dynamo, which is there to just charge up the battery when I'm going along. It's a 2-valve head, 650cc. As you can see, the gear lever's on the other side.
Left side. Left side.
Japanese bike. So that's your rear brake. Obviously a normal conventional.
Dry clutch.
Normal front brake.
Yeah.
But it's drum, not disc.
Drum brakes.
And obviously the gear change is on the right hand side.
Yeah.
The other thing about this gear change is it's what we call now a GP shift, where we have first is up, second, third and fourth is down. So it's completely reversed to what you have on a Japanese bike. You'll also notice that this engine is called a pre-unit construction engine, and what that means is the engine is separate to the gearbox. So it's a lot like a Harley in that respect. Whereas if you see bikes from the 60s going onwards, they're unit construction, and they'll have a combined engine and gearbox. So that's slightly different. It has a conventional oil pump, but it's a scavenged system of oil, where there's an oil tank here, same as on Harleys. All goes into the engine, gets pumped around, and then when the engine's stopped, all the oil should return back to the oil tank. We have a toolbox and what's known as a plunger rear end. So what this is, on a conventional Japanese bike, you have a central shock on a swing arm. This is rigid, as you can see. How it has its suspension is that the hub of the wheel is connected to the spring. So it's a sprung hub.
Okay.
So when you push this down, the hub goes up and down
Yeah.
rather than the frame. They started to change that slightly after 1953. I think 1954-55 they started to put swing arms on these type of bikes, but prior to that they were all rigid.
Great, fantastic.
So, and yes, as I said earlier, this has got a dry clutch.
Yeah,
so it's
yeah,
not like a Ducati
yeah.
in the fact that the oil doesn't have anything to do with
No.
the clutch whatsoever.
Okay, one final question for you. How did you come across this beautiful motorcycle?
Right. My dad was a scrambles racer in the 60s, so I've been around old bikes all my life, and when I passed my test at 16 to go on the road, I had a little 50 and things like that, but then to progress on to the next bike I started having old bikes.
Fantastic.
And because my dad had lots of friends with old bikes
Yeah.
and different connections, this came up in 2006. I bought this one from one of my dad's friends who restored it to as you see it now, and I took it on and became a member of the VMCC, the Vintage Motorcycle Club, and it's been out on trips all over the place with the vintage bikes, and that's just another side of motorcycling that I like. I like my fast bikes. I've had Fireblades and things like that, but this is a completely different experience, and
Yeah,
as you'll find out,
exactly.
it's something completely different.
Right then, we'll leave the interview there, and the next time you'll see me on the camera is actually on the bike. So, throw it again.
Okay, so fuel's on. Okay.
Yeah.
So you got to clear the clutch.
Clear the clutch.
Yeah. So
Down she goes.
she's fine. So open the
Up
clutch.
again. Open her up.
Yeah.
Feel it.
Give it a good punt. One. There you go.
First time.
Okay.
I think I mastered that.
There you go. So get on her.
Just want to make sure the camera's on. Yeah. Fantastic.
One up. Three down.
3 down.
Yeah. Side stand up.
Yeah. Right.
One up.
1 up. And off we go.
Give it a good.
Right then, I'm on a BSA 1953. Not as bad as what you think. Just remember the gears. I'm in second gear now. forgot what gear I was in then.
Maybe a bit slower when you're changing up.
Yeah. Hang on, I've got
Almost needs to be on.
try and find that neutral again.
Yeah. No,
That'd be,
all the way up, go down, and then just a little snip.
that might be it there.
You got it? Yeah. No.
No, stalled it. I'll let you do it.
Yeah, no problem. 20 seconds. No, I'll do it.
Whew. I think that's enough for me. I enjoyed that, to be honest, mate. Once you get it going, share a bad bike.
It's got some poke.
I enjoyed that. Thanks for the experience.
No problem.
Fantastic. See you later. Well, that was a BSA test ride. Hope you enjoyed it. Catch you for the next one, ride safe.